Okay, my name is Rain, and what is your name again?
I'll just say the one I'm known by, Rose Peller.
Rose Peller?
Peller. P.
Peller.
P
Rose
is in
Peller.
Peter. Eller.
Okay, very nice to meet you. And
Good to meet
Rose
you.
is a friend of a friend of the lady who is hosting here in Rome, and she agreed to do this video with me. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. As long as we see you already.
And how old are you, Rose?
92.
92. Very
It's
nice.
unbelievable.
Okay, and where are you from, Rose?
I was born in New York City.
You were born in New York City?
Yes. Mm. And my parents, if you want to know, my parents were immigrants to the United States. Is that anything you want to know?
Yes.
They came from Russia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Jewish in origin. Jews have always had a rough time. Historically, they've always been kicked out of one country and pushed off to another. At any rate, one of many countries that absorbed some Russian Jews was Russia.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents were among those who came.
Mm-hmm. And how many children does your parent have?
Two.
Two.
Two. No,
You have a brother or sister?
he died a few years
Sorry
ago
about
with
that.
a brother, you know, who used to torment me. That's real.
And when you and your brother were growing up, were you allowed to listen to some specific music, or?
We were thinking about that with our daughter the other night. She was saying that a lot of times when immigrants came, whether they be from Russia or from Germany or from whichever other countries, they brought their own music with them. But they didn't know American music because they lived very confined lives and they really didn't know what was going on in the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
But in each country they sort of developed their own kind of music.
Right.
And brought it here, and then, sorry, and then I guess it became incorporated with American music, so you get it, but I can't tell you just what.
Mm.
I mean, it got interconnected, the music that they had brought, like Russian music, that's
Right.
what comes to mind first.
So, did you used to listen to, especially Russian music, when you were growing up?
What we listened to, as I'm trying to recall now, is my mother. She began to learn some English, and she knew some Russian, so that they sort of. I remember her singing to, especially to me. My brother wasn't much at that time into singing, and so that became part of my life, of my reality, because I began to get pictures of what it must have been like from, where they came from. And then I guess it all got intermingled. The Americans were singing songs from different countries, and then Americans who were Native Americans, which doesn't mean Native American, people who've been born, in America. It all became interconnected, and with the American public. So you got a broader vista of what the American experience, I guess, had been from these songs that they brought with them. It wasn't that prominent then. I was thinking about it. Immigrants, from those years, they were having such a hard time just getting absorbed a little bit into the completely different culture that I guess their minds were not primarily can remember. It was very academic,
Right.
which
Okay.
is a different story, especially from certain groups that where academics that was it, studying the basics and so on. So
And do you remember how much a record cost when you were growing up?
that is,
Have
I look
any
down,
idea? Was it expensive like today? Is it expensive?
I don't know.
Pennies.
Well, a lot of people had no money at all.
Pennies.
When they came here, so I guess anything was expensive to them. But other than that, well, it was the people who had some money, who could buy and record, tapes. What did they have then?
And what do you remember with your experience with radio?
I remember when radio first appeared on the scene.
Yes.
Now that I remember pretty well, because we lived in an apartment house right next door to my grandparents and so on. And I remember one night my uncle, I had one uncle who lived with my grandparents, brought home a radio. I mean, that was, we'd never seen a radio before. So what year, when would that have been? Let's see.
And since you got the radio, were you allowed to listen to the radio, or is only your parent who could listen to the radio?
We were talking about all that because our daughter was all coming back to mind. It could be a few radio stations, and it would be like once a week. Sunday night was a big night for listening to the radio. And as I recall, not that that was music, it was all very innocent, very different from the way it became later on. There were a lot of comics on, see, and so parents enjoyed listening also because it was innocent, and as I say, as far as parents are concerned, there wasn't that much to choose from. And they enjoyed it too. There were some very good comedians at that time. So I used to call all my friends did not have the radio yet. They would come up every Sunday night. My brother's friends would come up every Sunday night, and we were all sitting around the radio and hearing the latest jokes, the latest.
Do you remember any educational show on radio at that time?
Well, they had, but it was so long ago. I don't remember.
Such a long time ago.
Howdy Doody. Nancy, did you ever hear Howdy Doody? It was a very popular children's program. And again, it was always entertaining. It was primarily entertainment. But somehow that became part of the culture too, and it all intertwined.
And do you remember any technical problem you had with the radio at that time? Like, was it noisy or?
I don't think so. Do you remember?
I didn't have one.
Oh, he was a poor guy. Never seen that.
Okay.
Don't tell him. And then they became smaller. Because a lot of people lived in the cities where they didn't have so much room for furniture, for whatever it might be. So they began to manufacture them with smaller containers or whatever.
Box,
whatever. So it was, at that time, it was a primary source of entertainment because you didn't have anything other than that.
When television, when did you remember buying your first television?
The television, I have memories of my feelings about that because we had moved into a new apartment house and everything had to be specially wired in order to be able to get reception on TV. And I had a very funny, our daughter Nancy was about 6 years old then, and I just had a feeling about it that it might become something very mesmerizing, which it sure did. And I rebelled against that. I was afraid of that. I was just afraid that it could, there must have been some kind of perception about it that I just had that feeling.
It's about
And I thought
1950.
at the time, she was like 5 years old and she went to nursery school, and I was told one day that she had perfect pitch. I got so excited. I had no idea what it was. It sounded good. She got perfect pitch. So we bought a piano. Instead of buying the TV, we were the last in our community, this cooperative, to buy a TV. Because finally we succumbed, because our daughter, since we didn't have the house, she'd run over to a friend's house and she was watching it anyway. So at any rate, I remember the first time I saw something on TV. Then I remember that picture very well, because one of our neighbors called us and said, "You won't believe what you see here." And it was, I think it was a tremendous fire in one of the mid-state, like Iowa or someplace like that. And there it was. You know, you couldn't conceive of what could be going on in the rest of the country or the rest of the world. You read something in the newspaper, but it's, it's not the same. But there it was, so vivid. So how could it be? It was like beyond your imagination. So that was the first time I ever saw the program on TV.
And was it black and white or
It was
color?
black and white. It was
Black and white.
for a long time.
Was the reception good?
They had special receptors, for each apartment, and it was done very professionally. But it was, as I remember, it was good, from the very beginning. Nobody thought about color. I mean, that would have been like wild. I mean, imagine seeing all this as it's happening with wars. Like this is a child, you read about the history book, and you get a certain notion of what it really must be like. But then you began to see right in front of your eyes, as was happening, as the different countries were busily killing one another. So there it was happening. Very often was music, which was describing that new kind of life, the life of the noise, the traffic, all of that became part of the world of music.
And do you remember on TV 30-second commercials?
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
I don't remember that, but I don't remember because there were very few channels. You didn't have that many outlets. So,
but did they show too many commercials like today on TV
no,
at that time?
I don't have any recollection like that. I had some, but they were brief, very brief.
Really brief.
Oh, use this soap, will make your hands look something or other, that sort of thing. But it wasn't big time like now with all the emphasis. It just didn't have so many things to advertise. It all became so much more. They began to think of so many different kinds of things that they could convince people to buy.
To buy, yeah.
So I don't remember as I say, I guess it was because it wasn't, they hadn't learned about making a million different kinds of products. Are you familiar with any of Leonard Bernstein?
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
It's a different culture.
So it looks like you like watching movies. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we all love movies.
What kind of movies do you like to watch?
They were very innocent. Without cowboy films. Boys liked cowboy films more. But the others were love stories. A lot of us just got brainwashed. That's the way it really is. You have a girl meets boy, and they fall in love, and then they have an argument.
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then they separate, no good. And after a while, they can't think of words. They they reconcile themselves, and music begins to play.
Mm-hmm.
Very melodic music, very happy music, and the boy takes out a little box in which is a diamond ring, and the music is really, so romantic. And I think after a while we bought the whole thing. We used to go to the movies every Saturday, and it was.
Oh, you did. So, do you remember any of the name of those movies? Title?
Our daughter would know. She remembers everything.
Everything.
But I know we had favorite actors. It
Who
was
are your favorite actors?
Frederick March. Remember Frederick March? They had good-looking actors, and that was my ideal. And my hero was so good-looking, and he was just perfect. And
What his name?
Leslie Howard.
Oh, Leslie
Yeah.
Howard.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my friend and I had a difference of opinion about it, very serious. This Leslie Howard was very slender, and that was her ideal. He was almost thin. She thought that was perfection. But she met, guess what kind of boy she married? She married a really fat boy.
Oh. Do you remember anything about Al Jolson in the first talkies?
And Jolson. Al Jolson. Sure.
Yeah.
I remember the first time we saw one of his movies. That was pretty much the beginning of it, of talking, and singing, music, and then it became more and more developed, and people liked that because you could really understand what was being said. It was much easier than when they announced the movie, but you couldn't quite make out what they were saying.
Wow, I'm learning so much from you today.
Really?
Yeah, all those information are new for me, and I'm so glad you agreed to do this with me. So,
I was more than happy, but
Rose, thank you very much for agreeing to do this with
welcome.
me. I really appreciate it.
I'm glad it, worked out because